Burkina Faso, very closely watched at the moment by the United States and by the former colonial power France. Both of those have military ties to the country. This is why it's landlocked. It's pretty close to Mali in the north and the west, Nigeria down there. Both of those countries battling al-Qaeda-linked fighters. The US reportedly using its bases in Burkina Faso to spy on both armed groups, and in return, Washington gives millions of dollars in financial aid. Former President country.Marie positioned himself as a strong local mediator, hosting peace talks for Mali, Côte d'Ivoire, and for Guinea. Well, the country's allies are going to be rather worried about a power vacuum left by his resignation and the ensuing rivalry between army factions. We'll talk about this now. Joining me from Skype, out of Berlin, Roger Bilao, editor of Africa International Media Group. Of the two men who are in power, or say they are in power at the moment, General Traoré and Colonel Zida, which one would those who've had ties to the former president most like to see in control?
I think this is quite irrelevant, because whoever will take over in Burkina Faso will follow in the footsteps of country.Marie in terms of being a strong ally in the war against terror, for sure, being very close to France, because they rely on France. France has a lot of aid programs, and, at a point there were like 900 French NGOs in Burkina Faso. So it's, I think this part is, it will not change much. And what people have been, and it was very interesting when the young people were rioting. They were all saying, Blaise had done a lot of work for our country. We accept that for sure, but we want him to step down now after 27 years, which means that they don't question what he's been doing, and they actually are very proud of what their country, which used to be the poorest in the world, or let's say one of the poorest, has become, without oil, without all the usual resources many African countries have, and they know Blaise has been a major actor in achieving that. So what is happening in Burkina Faso is not questioning a political course. It's just saying we need a renewal in the political forces.
I wonder whether it's worth looking at this from two angles then. One is the international one, where this has been a key nation as an ally to the US and other countries trying to block al-Qaeda in there, and also from the point of view of those people in Boko Haram. Let's tackle the international one first. In what way does it help its outside allies to fight what they consider to be terrorist forces?
Okay. First, in being very active in Mali, Burkina Faso has hosted the Ouagadougou Peace Accords. Well, they had not been respected that much, and there was a controversy in Mali about that, but still they were a major actor. And so Mali, as we know, is a link between the desert and let's say South Sahara and the Sahel zone, where all the jihadists and terrorist forces concentrate, and also having all kind of services, having a very efficient security service and intelligence service across West Africa. And this happened when this Air Algeria plane crash a couple of months ago. The comments were that Burkina Faso is the Prussia of Africa, which is a little bit excessive, but it shows how Western countries, especially France, respect highly the government in Burkina Faso for what they've been doing in helping them.
Yeah.
All the strategies against.
I've got to push you on a little bit on this one. Sorry, Roger, but you say they were happy, generally happy with what country.Marie has achieved in the past, but didn't want him there in the future. What is it that they particularly want?
You mean the
people of Burkina Faso?
Oh, okay. I think what they want, what the problem has been that although Burkina Faso has stayed fast and consistently uh, moved forward on the, let's say, economic scale up the ladder, there is a wide gap between poor and rich. This gap has widened a lot. So you have now sort of a class in Burkina Faso which is very rich and which shows now his status and mostly, you know, like in many countries in Africa, the youth have no jobs and the future is uncertain. So they feel like something has to change deeply, and that
We will have to
and
leave it there, I'm afraid. Thank you very much indeed. Roger Bilao talking to us about events in Burkina Faso.